Hello, everyone, and welcome into another episode of the Big Blue News Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Beesmore, and I'm a little tired tonight. I had a long day at work, and I'm wearing my glasses now tonight. But let's get right into the podcast. So we're going to be talking about Kentucky football with the major news that they got today, and then also Kentucky basketball recapping the LSU versus Kentucky game that happened a couple nights ago. But the two big announcements that happened today, it was with Kenneth Horsey. He was announcing he's returning along with Brenden Bass. And first off, let's start with Kenneth Horsey. It's great news that Kenneth Horsey is returning to Kentucky for another year. He will definitely help out with the offensive line with having a big blue wall, hopefully this year. This past year wasn't great. I don't know how many sacks Kentucky gave up to Will Levis, but Will Levis got sacked quite a bunch this past year. He was definitely injured throughout the whole year, and that's one of the reasons why he did not play in the bowl game. But hopefully, with Kenneth Horsey returning, adding Tanner Bowles from Alabama, and then Marquise Cox from Northern Illinois University, hopefully, with those three players, the offensive line will definitely improve this upcoming year, and UK will be able to protect Devin Leary, because I know Devin Leary, he's been injury prone throughout his career. He's had two season injuries, ending injuries, this past year included. So hopefully he can stay healthy this upcoming year, along with UK being able to protect him. And then let's also talk about Brenden Bass returning. Brenden Bass announced he would be returning, and a lot of people were surprised that he would return. A lot of people were saying he's probably just, done with college football. I'm glad he's going to be returning. He just had shoulder surgery, so hopefully he'll get fully healthy before the season starts. But I'm glad he's returning for a sixth year. I saw on his Instagram post he said, "I'm old," as the Instagram caption, because returning for a sixth year for college football, that means you'll be 23 playing football technically in the fall, but you'll be done with college by the time you're 24. So I guess you are old. I mean, I'm 23, about to be 24, so you all can call me old, I guess, but it's okay. It's whatever. I'm 24, or I'm about to be 24. I'm about to be old. But let's continue to talk. But I'm happy Brenden Bass is going to return. He's going to definitely teach the underclassmen a lot. I mean, Josh Caddis this past year, he was only a freshman, but he did very well this past year being a freshman. I remember in the Louisville game, he went off with a crazy catch that he had, and then he had a long run. He didn't get into the end zone, but it was a very long run and got him into the red zone, I believe. But with Josh Caddis coming, and then with the new freshman coming in, Kamari Anderson, I believe his name is, with him also coming to Kentucky being a tight end. Yes, Kamari Anderson coming to Kentucky. He'll be a freshman, so he can learn a lot from Brenden Bass. But those are the two main things happening with Kentucky football, with players announcing. But also, let's talk about Liam Coen. Liam Coen today, he basically is like trolling UK fans, in my opinion, but I feel like it's more like the coach, or he's just saying that. It's not actually the whole truth. Basically, he came out today saying he hasn't made a decision yet that he's going to, come back to UK, and a lot of people are like, I think that's coach's talk, But in my opinion, I think Liam Coen is coming back. I'm very excited to see him back with also Devin Leary, and hopefully an upgraded offensive line for sure. Like I said in my previous podcast, a little nervous on the defensive side. Tyrell Agent just, also announced he's going to the NFL draft. So a little bit nervous on the defensive side, but I'm ready for the offensive side. As long as Liam Coen, doesn't back out. A lot of people are saying he's not going to back out, which he shouldn't. I think he's going to, sign that dotted line and become UK's offensive coordinator again. And I'm excited about that. As long as, like I said, as long as he doesn't back out. But I'll play y'all what Liam Coen said earlier today, and he basically said he hasn't made a decision. So here you all go.
Have not made a decision quite yet. The focus obviously has been to truly put everything into this and this opportunity to be around these guys. I mean, there's so many of these guys that I'm not only I'm coaching them or they're players. I'm really close with them as friends and also the staff. So it's going to take the next couple of days after the game to think it through, talk through with my family, my wife Ashley, and kind of make a decision that's best for us. And definitely never easy, but that's kind of this world is you get opportunities, you have to weigh and decide the pros and cons, make your lists and figure out what's best for you and your family. And, but it's the focus is here for sure. And we'll definitely come up with that in the next, few days.
And that was Liam Coen just speaking. He hasn't made a decision yet. He said he'll make it a few days after the season ends. So in my opinion, after the few days, whenever the season ends, he'll actually come to Lexington, sign the dotted line, and then become UK's offensive coordinator again, which I'm very excited about. Can't wait to have Liam Coen back on the staff. Like I said, as long as he doesn't back out, but I don't think he will. Very excited to see what he can do within the next year whenever he comes back, and making sure our offensive weapons are great. I mean, this upcoming year with Dane Key, Barryon Brown, hopefully maybe Jordan Anthony can get into the system, because I love that man. I've talked to him quite a few times, texting him, and he's a great guy. And hopefully, Liam Coen can get Jordan Anthony in. Obviously, he's still young, but I wish him the best for sure, Jordan Anthony. And let's get Liam Coen back to Kentucky. Hopefully, the announcement will come within a few days after Sunday. And go Cats. But now, let's talk about a little bit from UK versus LSU from a couple nights ago. UK, they played great for the most part. For the first 35 minutes, they had great ball movement. Their defense was okay. It wasn't the best. But for sure, UK played great with the ball movement for the first 35 minutes. And then the final 5 or 10 minutes, the ball started to become stagnant. Nobody was moving. It felt like Xavier or whoever else had the ball casing. They were just dribbling, like they weren't going anywhere. They didn't have any sort of direction trying to get to the goal or, making a play. And UK had a big lead. They got up, 10 to 12 points at one point, and UK should have probably won by 10 or 12 points, but they didn't. They let LSU back into the game due to stagnant offense. But I'm just happy with how well UK played, especially Jacob Toppin. He went off again. Back-to-back games he's gone off. He scored 21 points against the LSU Tigers. He also had 3 assists and 3 rebounds. And if Jacob Toppin can continue to do what he has done the past 2 games against Louisville and LSU, then UK has a great shot to, go to the Final Four championship game, whatever it may be. But Kentucky, they are starting to figure it out, hopefully, with basketball. Hopefully they'll get back into the top 25 as long as they beat Alabama on Saturday. I think if they do that, then UK will be definitely back in the top 25. LSU could have easily been in the top 25. They were, I believe, 12-1 going to the game, 11-1 going to the game. So UK or LSU, they had a great chance to be in the top 25 for sure. But let's continue to talk about the game. Oscar Tshiebwe had 19 points. He had a great game, 16 rebounds as well. Cason Wallace had 14 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and Cason Wallace did great. I remember Doug Shaw's, he called a foul on Cason Wallace, and everybody went crazy, saying, "How is that a foul on Cason?" It was whenever he got the ball from the free throw shot, put it back in, made it, but the basket didn't count because it was a foul. Everybody was so mad at Doug Shaw's. But Xavier Wheeler played great again. He had 11 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds, and he had a lot of rebounds for a small point guard. He's only like 5'9", 5'10" or so. So for a small point guard, he definitely got a lot of rebounds for Kentucky. I'm happy about that. And like I said, he played great at the very beginning, but then towards the end of the game, there was no ball movement whatsoever. It was just him dribbling for the most part, not even attacking the rim or anything. I'm like, what are we doing here? We should be up by, 10 points against LSU. Instead, we were only up by 2 or 3 points. And let me say again, Jacob Toppin did great. He had that clutch three in the corner to basically win the game for UK. Obviously, he didn't win the game at the time, but then he made 2 clutch free throws with UK only being up 1. He made 2 clutch free throws, made a 3-point game, and then LSU never really got the ball off on time, and it wasn't even a 3-point shot that LSU shot at the end. So without Jacob Toppin, I don't think the Cats win. And like I said, not a lot of players played this past game. Only 7 players played. And hopefully Coach Cal can stick with that, having 7 or 8 players play during the game, because you can't have a 10-man rotation going to March Madness unless, you're the 2014-2015 Kentucky basketball team and y'all went 38-1, of course, losing to Wisconsin, but having that platoon system, had the blue-white platoon system at the time at UK. Like I said, they did great, but you can't have, another platoon system unless you get the great recruits like Coach Cal did in 2014 in the class of 2014, along with the class of 2013 that stayed. But UK, they have a great class coming in next year with Justin Edwards. Who else do they have? Reed Shepherd, DJ Wagner. I could go on, but UK, they have a great class next year in basketball. But I'm excited to see what UK can do. I'm not going to really preview the UK versus Alabama game because I want to talk about that for a different episode, but I'm excited. If UK can beat Alabama on Saturday, there's no question in my mind that UK is ranked again and they'll be in the top 25, but they do have to beat Alabama, and I know Alabama is a tough task, but like I said, I'll preview that in my next episode. I'll probably get that uploaded tomorrow night. But like I said, I just wanted a quick podcast episode to talk about Kentucky football with, getting 2 players back for next year. I'm excited about that. Talking about a little bit of Liam Coen. Hopefully, like I said, he comes back, and then how happy I am with Kentucky basketball. If they play like that, for the whole game instead of the first 30, 35 minutes like they did, UK can win any game for sure. Hopefully UK can continue that momentum in basketball, and hopefully Kentucky football can still have a great offseason going into the spring, for spring football and getting ready for the season that's coming in August, in a few months away. But like I said, happy about Kentucky football and basketball currently. But that's all I have for tonight's episode. I hope you all enjoyed. This is Chris Beatsmore signing out. I hope you all have a great night or a great day whenever you're watching this, but thank you all for watching.